So I want to talk a bit about Frances Harrison. A lot of you might know her as the BBC journalist. She's worked quite a bit for BBC, so I'm going to read or speak on behalf of her just so we know a bit about her. Because prior to this event, she's made previous commitments, so she's busy defending the rights of people that are not able to fend for themselves. So Frances Harrison is a British journalist, and Miss Harrison was educated at Trinity Hall, Cambridge, as well as the School of Oriental Art and African Studies and the Imperial College in London. For many years, she's worked as a foreign correspondent for the BBC Post in South Asia and Southeast Asia. And, by the way, Iran, which is in the news a lot of times in recent days. From 2000 to 2004, she was a resident BBC correspondent in Sri Lanka. This is key. Further, she has worked at Amnesty International as head of news. The reason that we chose Frances is because she's been in Sri Lanka. She knows quite in depth of what happened there and is happening there, and because of what she's trying to do about it. On 2012, Ms. Harrison published a book on Sri Lanka called Still Counting the Dead. In her book, she provides details of human rights tragedy that was the result of the war between the Sri Lankan state and the Tamil separatists, or the insurgents. Her passion for human rights and respect for human life and dignity has enabled her to take a different approach in understanding the conflict, which is very, very different from the mainstream. The mainstream has always turned a blind eye to the minorities and the underlying cause of the conflict. I mean, it was easy to, Sri Lanka is not a big country, so this lady went out of her way to do something and to help minorities that could not speak for themselves. So she helped to get the perspective of Tamil civilians and their stories and cries out to the world. And hopefully, many of you will read her book. So I would like to invite on stage Tharshika Thanagalingam to accept the award for Frances Harrison right after a little video clip about her.